The Wits Business School, in collaboration with the Consulate General of India, is hosting an energy conference in Johannesburg. The two-day conference has brought together industry leaders and academics from South Africa and India to engage on shared and divergent energy challenges, as well as to explore investment opportunities. These are efforts towards the just energy transition and energy security for both countries. SABC News economics reporter Katlego Legodi is standing by for us at that conference. A very good afternoon to you, Katlego. Take us through some of the key issues that are being discussed.
A very good afternoon to you, Nompu, and to our viewers at home. Well, it's all about these two nations coming together to explore opportunities where energy security is concerned. Efforts here being around the just energy transition and the doing away of these emissions, where the target here being 2050 is concerned. So we see India just coming through with its delegation here, led here, Nompu, by the High Commissioner, whom I'll speak to in a moment, just to get a sense of how India has been doing it in reaching these, or more or less targeting this greenhouse emissions. But also, when you look at it, Nompu, it's all about financing of this just energy transition. It's all about the technologies that will need to be tapped into, but also policy alignment in line with all of these efforts that have been underway here. We also saw earlier on a memorandum of understanding being signed by these two nations to bring about the synergy where these efforts are concerned. Earlier on, also the Eskom CEO Den Marokane addressing those that are here in terms of the opportunities that we have here at home as per the public entity, this being Eskom. I'm going to bring into the conversation now the High Commissioner to India here, Commissioner Kumar, who will just give us a sense of the work that you guys have been doing as India. We see today being really hailed as a momentous occasion in terms of solidifying all of these collaboration efforts, but also there are lessons to be learned from both ends in terms of how we are moving as a nation here, or both nations, in reaching these targets and these goals, especially for the global south. Welcome to the SABC. Let's get a sense of India and what your expectations would be when you were heading into South Africa, especially around issues of energy.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me thank you for having me here. And just now we saw the signing of agreement, an MOU between NTPC and Eskom, a huge moment. And I congratulate both Eskom and NTPC for coming to this agreement. As far as energy transition is concerned, India has been meeting its targets. So I will cite two targets that India has met recently. One is that we said that more than 40% of our capacity, installed capacity, will be of renewable energy by 2030. But we met this target in 2021 itself. And now 46% of our energy is from renewable. Again, the target for 2030 is 500 gigawatts of renewable power, which we are working on and probably will get there. The other target the government set by itself is that to have blending of petrol with ethanol, and that is 20% of ethanol in petrol by 2025. And we have already met 15% blending. This is not only helping in our energy security, in our emissions, but also helping the farmers, because most of this ethanol is made from sugar, molasses and grains, and therefore farmers are getting revenue, and this money which was being used for buying oil outside is being given to the producers of ethanol and to the farmers. So it's helping both ways. So energy transition is a goal which we have committed to at our Paris Agreement and other agreements, and it is for us. We have set a target of 2070. So, but we are right on target. We are meeting the goals before the timelines, and we are sure that we will be able to meet the targets set by the international agreements.
And Commissioner, what are you looking into when you are heading into South Africa, especially where areas of investments are concerned? Because we know very well that there are much endowments here at home. There are also, efforts around technologies, the synergy where that is concerned. But really, when you were looking and putting money aside and all of these efforts coming into South Africa for investments, targets and areas, which areas or spaces are you looking into in terms of capitalizing and helping you as India to reach your goals and helping us as South Africa to reach our goals here as well?
So since we are speaking of energy, one of the areas we are looking at is critical minerals. And we see that South Africa has them, especially the platinum group of minerals and other minerals as well. Critical minerals are those minerals which are helpful in the renewable space, like electric vehicles or green hydrogen, or in the making of solar panels. So these minerals are essential for the transition, and South Africa possesses them in good quantity, and therefore the Indian companies have shown interest. We have identified around 30 minerals which are required, and Indian companies are interested in investing in those areas as well. Generally speaking, of course, there are many areas, so we would like to have collaboration with South Africa. In automobiles, we already have interest here. In pharmaceuticals, we are doing well, and there also we have interest. And in the the implementation of the NHI, the National Health Insurance, we have great you can learn from, South Africa can learn from experience in India, especially in procurement of medicines. Not only, of importing, but manufacturing and procurement. And the procurement prices in India of pharmaceuticals are really low because there's a big competition and there's a mechanism which we have established, which I think is innovative and which can be a learning for South Africa as well. But of course, there are many other areas in which investments are will take place. We do see a big potential for Indian investments in South Africa and South African investments in India. We already see some companies like Naspers, Sanlam, investing in India, and so there are both ways good potential for investments.
And also this coming through at a time when we see South Africa taking over the presidency of the G20. So most of those nations will be coming through here where opportunities are concerned, and us also capitalizing on that. There's also the BRICS cohort. We're forming part of the BRICS, and you are part of the BRICS as well, the founding members of these states. Just give us a sense of how all of these efforts work towards the solidifying of these relations between India and South Africa, but also throwing forward to G20 and what we can expect where BRICS is concerned.
So G20, we see South Africa taking over the presidency from 1st of December, so in a couple of days or 3 days, as a great for Global South. This is the fourth presidency of Global South, starting from Indonesia, India, Brazil, and then now South Africa. And therefore, we have been able to put our agenda of the Global South, agenda of the developing countries in G20 in the last three presidencies. And we have assurance from South Africa that it will be the agenda of its presidency as well. So that's a very good development. And as Global South, we collaborate on many issues, on policies. And these policies, obviously, during the presidency of G20 will be targeted towards our development of the countries of Global South. During our presidency, we brought in African Union. African Union became a member of G20. I am sure that during the presidency of South Africa, the attention will be on Africa, and India will be coming forward and supporting all the steps, all the measures, and the plans and policies of South Africa, which is geared towards development of Africa.
High Commissioner, thank you very much for giving us your time on the SABC. High Commissioner to India, this being Commissioner Prabhat Kumar, who was just giving us a sense of the work that is underway where collaboration is concerned. But you see them here just lauding the signing of this memorandum of understanding between the two nations, looking also forward to what's coming through where G20 is concerned. We come from COP as well, and we see some of these conversations being held here at this conference.